Here is a tour of my $1,500 2002 Lexus LS430. It's just as I got it. The interior needs decent cleaning, but overall, I mean, it's pretty nice. There's the cup holder. It's kind of flaky a little bit. That's a little gooey. It's got the cassette player and has a CD player as well. The screen works, the navigation doesn't. It gives a DVD error. If you watched my other video, you saw a check engine light. That's gone. I replaced the VVT sensor, and I believe the VSC and ABS is going to be a wiring harness. But this one comes with the Mark Levinson sound system, and let's see, I don't think that's on right now. Turn it on.
Everybody, this is Mike Brown, and the River Radio has an app for you. Just go to the App Store.
Probably hear a little distortion. I think the subwoofer is out. Just give a quick walk around. It's got some hail damage on it, and the paint is also faded on the rear, but it's got some rust bubbles here and there, but nothing too alarming. The tires are good. Overall, it drives really nice, surprisingly well for $1,500. Sounds nice and quiet. You can probably see a bunch of the hail. Let me go ahead and pop the hood and show you that. It basically sounds good. I don't think you can see, no, it's all covered, but right under there was the sensor that I replaced, and that restored smooth operation of the engine. The engine was showing 2468 cylinder misfire, and I think it was a P1351, and that sensor, I got a genuine Lexus sensor for 50 bucks or something like that, and solved the issue. It was misfiring and running very rough at idle. It was okay at higher speeds. They tell me that has a cooler or something in it, and I think that I think they said the car came with the original Windows sticker. See if I can get a shot of that. That is. Let's just kind of show that, and 61,000. It got a little hard to read there. I think the Mark Levinson was one of the options. Lexus Link, which I'm sure doesn't work anymore. So anyway, that's just the quick tour. The wood is pretty nice. It's a little cracked up on top of the steering wheel, but most of this car's life, it's been in the garage. The heated seats work pretty well, and yeah, for 1,500 bucks, it's amazing. It does leak everything and copiously, but I'll just keep my eye on that, and get the sunroof and the home link and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a tour of what you get for 1,500 bucks. Actually, go ahead and take it for a drive. The emergency brake is a little kind of iffy. We got some people walking here. Try to avoid the people. But yeah, that big red triangle with the exclamation point comes up probably because of the VSC. The other error that it has is the headlight leveling error. I haven't looked into that yet. Not sure what is causing that. But yeah, it runs and shifts great. The leak is either oil or maybe it's the power steering rack. I'm not sure which. There was a little transmission fluid under there too. I mean, it's basically had nothing done to it really in 18 years. And Bambi was just about getting out of the way there, other than regular maintenance. I think the timing belt was done at 98,000, and they did all the they did the water pump and all the other stuff along with it. And so that's probably good for as long as I'm going to keep the car, because they say they're good for 180,000 miles. But runs pretty good. Actually runs remarkably well. I drove it about 100 miles today to get it home, and you know, as it sits, even with the leaks and everything, I'd drive this thing across the country. I think it would make it do just fine, and probably many times. All in all, it's just really minor things going on with this car. So yeah, it was a kind of a weird situation. I bought it from a guy, but it was in his mother's name, and she was gone out of state. So I basically had to wait about a month before I could get the car and get all the schedules lined up. But it went without a hitch. And yeah, the car, I may have mentioned, has newer tires on it. The brakes are relatively new, and I think it's got a Pennsylvania inspection sticker on it that's good for at least another 7 months or something like that. Technically, I should probably get one from my home state, but figure as long as it's got one on there, it's probably good. But yeah, very comfortable, and it just goes to show that if you look and you're patient, there's a heck of a lot of value for the money out there. This was a Facebook marketplace find, and it was actually mislisted. I was listed as a Lexus CT something, CT200, I don't know. And I looked at it, and I'm like, that's not a CT, that's a Lexus LS430. And God, this person is going so slow. But yeah, so I ended up going and looking at it, not really expecting much. The asking price was $2,000. He dropped down to $1,500 pretty quick. I was apparently the first one to go see it, which is a key a lot of times in getting a good deal on a car. Is it always helps if you are the first person to call or message the person, because it gets you ahead of the line, so to speak. And once somebody knows you're serious, then you're a lot more likely to be able to get something. Okay, well, that's the tour.